If you're open to embracing your partner, please embrace and I'm guiding from that.
Embrace? Oh, we're hugging. Okay, great.
Take a deep breath into your heart. And exhale. How does it feel to embrace another person in a culture that so lacks touch?
I'm Chloe Burrows, and as a single girlie in my 20s, I know all too well how brutal the world of dating can be. For the past decade, online matchmaking platforms have ruled romance, with ads promising to find us the perfect partner.
What about that one? Yeah.
But research from Ofcom suggests we're now ditching the tech in favour of putting ourselves out there at events across the country designed to meet like-minded people.
I go onto the app and I'm like, no, get it off my phone. I can't do it anymore.
To investigate why we're saying goodbye, we surveyed over 10,000 singles about their dating habits, asking if apps affect our mental health.
A lot of people now have fatigue and burnout because of the endless scroll.
And what the future of virtual love could hold. Welcome to date night. We hope you enjoy your stay over there. I'm putting myself on the front line. Oh, God. I'm throwing away my phone and going on a bunch of dates IRL. From speed dating...
I can't actually swipe you. Not that I would.
...to Tantra. To see if I can find real love on these streets. You single?
I am, yeah.
Me too. And ask, are dating apps really done? The dating app industry is big business. Last year, it raked in over $6 billion globally, using big, bold ads to reel users in.
The dating app designed to be deleted.
In 2024, the biggest four apps, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble and Grindr, lost over 1 million users in the UK, with Tinder losing 23% and Bumble losing 26%. Most of these were under 34s, and instead of swiping, they're heading to IRL dating events. Since I appeared on a little show called Love Island, my life has become incredibly public. I've struggled to put myself out there romantically, and I find dating hard.
Should we go outside? Yeah, I reckon. Come on, let's outside.
Something my mum is well aware of. I'm obviously almost 30. Like, thoughts on that? Me being single on the streets at 29?
There is somebody for everybody.
Do you think that?
I've always said it to you.
Yeah.
He's out there. You just don't know his name yet. You find it difficult to talk about your feelings. You do. And a lot of what you do is bravado, Chloe, let's be honest. It's not, you don't show people the real you. I do believe everybody needs somebody who's got their back.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that. Companionship, especially for you, Chloe, for me, is important.
Yeah, if you were going to meet someone in person, where should I go?
You have to loiter around the pub. And you scanned the area a lot until you saw somebody. Yeah. And hoping...
They saw you too.
Yeah. And that they fancy you and not your friend.
And how?
And then you'd go on, probably have a bit of snog.
Straight away. Might be where I'm going wrong.
How are you meeting people?
Good question.
Yeah. Why don't you try something a bit different?
Bit out there.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Let's have a
I mean,
little
what else is
Google.
there?
London's hottest dating event. Quirky dating event. No?
Okay.
Singles open mic comedy. Well, we've got tantra dating. Tantric dating.
Tantric sex. It is, Chloe. It's what Sting does. Tantric sex is where you have it for hours. And Sting does it with his wife. That's why they look so good.
No, you've got that completely wrong. It's fun, PG-rated, mindful connection experience, not shagging for hours. 94% match rate.
It's good.
Hello, husband. So the dating lowdown from Mum is 1, actually leave the house. 2, find a place with guys. 3, find someone fit. 4, eye contact is key. Lastly, have a snog straight away, if appropriate, obviously. To help me understand our relationship with love, we surveyed over 10,000 young singletons. And what we found is, it's not just me who's considered ditching the apps. 83% of dating app users say that they have thought about deleting the apps because they have not been able to provide them with any meaningful connections. Negative experiences from apps are really common. 65% of app users say they've been ghosted, 38% had been catfished online, and over a quarter have received unsolicited explicit pictures.
I've actually deleted the apps, but I was back within a day.
Every new year, I delete all the apps. It almost felt like a weight was lifted off. When I was on dating apps, there's been times where you've been talking to someone and they've like disappeared. You're just left to sort of guess. It's like, oh, do they not think I'm attractive?
I was speaking to this person for about a week or two, but it turned out to be a male. I genuinely lost faith in apps.
I have gone to in real life dating events.
I think they're so fun. I went to a new one, like a double date pub quiz.
I've done speed dating.
There was another one which was like a comedy show where it's like you get up and tell your own stories.
You just skip that whole process and you meet them in person. You either vibe or you don't.
I think the main idea is that it's more of a community space, and I think that's what's working.
Dating app subscriptions can cost anywhere from £10 a month all the way into the hundreds. And for that money, lots of people feel the apps aren't delivering on what they promised. When we asked our survey, of those who paid for an app, only 13% believe they are worth the cost. So we're going out instead. And what better place to try and find love than a room full of single people? Tonight, I've been invited along to an event by Fran. Like lots of other TikTokers, she's been posting about her dating journey and has set herself the challenge of going on 50 first dates.
So far, I do have a few on some guys. So exciting.
I'm extremely nervous. I don't know what people are going to wear, but I feel like jeans, cash, and a little updo, I'll fit in. No one's going to be staring at me thinking you're crazy. It's a good way to be. That'll do. The only concept or any knowledge I have of speed dating is from films. Now I'm starting to think, am I going to fancy them? Are they going to fancy me? Is it just what happens if it's really awkward and you just have to sit doing the time? There's just a lot to think about.
Dating events burst back onto the scene post-COVID, and they're still more popular than ever. In fact, last year there were over 750 new events listed in the UK.
Can I get a Prosecco, please? That's Dutch courage, that one.
Tonight is my first dip into the dating event world, but for Fran, it's date number 30.
I am a huge fan of your social media, and you've obviously been doing 50 first dates.
Yes.
How's it going? What's going on?
It's going quite well, I think, at the moment. The aim is not to go on 50. I obviously want to meet someone.
Right.
There has been really good fun ones. I have seen so many different people.
Yeah.
I find that I now know what I want from someone.
Are you still using apps today, or just...
Not so much anymore, I can't lie.
Really?
I much prefer meeting people in real life.
Shall we go speed dating? Okay. Cheers. Good luck.
Tickets cost around £20, and you find out how many people are attending before you turn up. Tonight, I'll be going on 9 dates, each one lasting 7 minutes. When the bell goes, the dates are over.
I'm getting my number. Lucky number 2.
Attendees can log who they liked through the event's website the next day, and they'll be connected if they get a match. Although it might seem like I'm full of confidence, dating is not one of my strong suits, so we'll just have to see how this goes.
Hello, how are you?
Chloe.
Anton, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Do you do speed dating a lot? I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I don't date often.
Oh, okay.
If you had to choose between being a fish finger or a chicken nugget, what would you be and why?
Chicken nugget.
Good answer, but why?
I feel like people prefer chicken nugget.
Because you don't want to smell like fish.
And I don't want to smell like fish, yeah.
Good answer.
Why, what would you be?
A chicken nugget, oh, for sure.
Oh.
Why would you not want to be a
can't say
chicken?
the same as me.
No, but I just feel like chicken nugget's so versatile because you don't want to smell like fish. Ding dong.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And you. I'm glad you're chicken nuggets, though.
I am
I feel like there's only one right answer for that question.
Hey, good luck on your other day.
And you.
I'm struggling, and I'm not sure chatting about chicken nuggets is really giving romance.
Cheers to our first date.
I think I need to try and steer the next conversation in another direction.
Are you from London? You live in London? What's the plan? What do you do for work? What else do you do for fun? Oh, Paris hard. It's really hard.
I'm not sure my approach of quickfire questions is going that well either.
Hi, I'm Chloe. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good, not too bad. I got back from New Zealand this week.
That's where Lord of the Rings is filmed, isn't it?
What's yours?
Lord of the Rings is filmed there.
Yeah.
I would want to go and see that at some point. Well, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you.
Turns out, as I expected, I'm not very good at this, and I'm glad it's over. I'm going to go and have a post-date debrief with Fran to see if she did any better than me.
How did you find the end of it?
I really enjoy it. Like, it is really fun. Everyone in this room, like, I don't know if I'd ever cross their path. I just feel like you need, like, a few things in your locker to break the ice and quickly work out if you click.
But I would say this is a great way if you're, like, starting to get back into dating.
Yeah. How about you? Have you met anyone?
There's a couple of people that I've been, like, maybe.
Yay!
You like.
Well, thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Right.
See you soon.
Yes, for sure. Tell me if you get any second dates.
Yes.
Okay, right. Thank you, babe.
I didn't find the love of my life tonight, but I feel like I've learned a valuable lesson. First of all, asking a million questions is not sexy. Second, comparing yourself to a chicken nugget is not the one. And third, flirt. It's a date, not a job interview.
I personally know that I need more practice. I felt like I was interrogating people at times, and I think dating should be a bit more flirty, perhaps. I don't know. But now, like, I'm so excited to just get stuck in and just go dating. Like, this is way more fun than sitting on my phone. On that note, I feel like no one needs to know. Oh, how embarrassing. Get off me. I'm kind of done now.
I very rarely would go and approach someone that I fancy in real life.
What I find challenging is initiating a date.
I usually start off with a compliment, so I might just tell someone they're gorgeous and then just see where the convo takes me.
Chat up lines. The only thing that I can think of is literally, oh, I've not seen you around, do you come here often? It does work.
When we asked our survey about dating online versus IRL, we found that 50% of people said they would prefer to meet a partner at social events, while an additional 20% said they would prefer being introduced through friends or family. However, many of us struggle with actually approaching people in real life. 58% of our survey said that they would feel somewhat or very uncomfortable approaching someone they were attracted to in person. With so many of us feeling too anxious to approach someone we're attracted to, I've decided to confront my fear head on. If I'm going to find love on these streets, I'm going to need some help. So I've called in an expert.
I feel like since I've got a few followers, been on TV a little bit, I find it even harder to kind of connect, like, quite seriously with people, because I feel like I have to live up to what people think of me. That I'm, like, loud, gregarious out there and I speak to people. And I do when it's, you know, an opportunity that's amazing for work. But behind closed doors, like, I don't talk about my feelings. I find it really uncomfortable. I feel like relationships are something I just find hard to navigate. Even icebreakers, flirting with a straight man who I fancy, like, that's actually a nightmare. So any confidence, anything I can get from today, I will happily take on board.
Abby has been a dating coach since 2016. She started out as a matchmaker and online dating specialist before moving into coaching.
Action creates confidence.
She helps people build their confidence in dating, become more resilient, and unlock their dating blind spots. I'm hoping she can do the same for me and turn me into a top-tier dater.
What do you think your challenges are?
The chat. I find it really awkward.
Okay.
I find it really awkward. I'm not a flirter. I think
Are
I'm
you
a
not?
bit... No.
I would be wanting you to go on, for example, if you were really into, like, fitness.
Yeah.
Might not be this type of fitness. I'm just thinking like bouldering or something. Could be
Okay,
something
yeah.
you could get into where guys would be there. Could you? I'm not saying you should start bouldering.
I'll give anything a go. It's not on my interest right now, but I've not tried it. It might be.
People are terrified of like approaching people in the street.
Like, I would be scared of rejection. You know, if I
That's
went
the
up to
biggest
someone and
fear.
I was like, oh, you are great. Is that what I would say? I don't know.
I mean, you could. There's no rule. You could say anything you want to.
Right.
But I was thinking today that we could maybe approach it just to see.
Okay.
Like, how will it go if you just take the bull by the horns, try and take control?
Oh, okay, right. Should we try some dating things then? Fun.
This is beyond my comfort zone.
Oh, God.
My mission today is to approach 3 random strangers on the street and start a conversation.
What's the first thing I say?
So I saw you, and I just had to say, I absolutely love your jacket.
I'm doing it now. Come on. Hi. I don't normally come up to people, but I love what you guys are wearing.
Okay.
Are you guys in like a boy band or something?
No, definitely not.
That was all, but thank you so much. It's nice talking to you. Bye.
It's hard. It is
It's
really
hard.
It is hard.
This is fun.
But you are doing well.
I've done one. Do you have any tips for me going forward?
Think about a little bit more about body language. You had your like arms really crossed.
I knew I did
It was like
that,
a very
and then I put them down.
protective like pose.
Yeah.
And we want to be taking up the space, being a little
Okay.
bit more, maybe moving around a little bit more, playful.
Right.
I want to see this version of you in the next
I know.
interaction,
Oh,
if
God.
possible.
Right, why am I embarrassed? I've done worse than this in public.
What about that guy?
Yes, with the denim.
Very nice.
Hey, I don't normally do this, okay? But I saw you walking and I just had to come and say hi.
Hello.
And say that you're very attractive.
Thank you.
Do you think I'm attractive?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Chloe. Are you
Wait.
single?
I am, yeah.
Me too. I just thought I'd shoot a little shot and let you go
No, I
on with your
appreciate
day.
it.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Bye.
See ya.
I hate this. Oh, this is
It's not
horrid.
easy.
This is horrible.
I thought that was bold because you were like,
What? Go hard or
are
go
you
home?
single? Like, you weren't there to get to know him. You were there to find out, are you my husband? But maybe just think, this time I'll smile a bit when I do it.
Oh,
at
I
the
wasn't
start.
smiling?
No, you were very serious.
Oh, just do it, Chloe. Get over it. Just one more. I love
Okay,
your
good.
hat.
Thank you.
It's very cool.
There you go. That's an approach. You're a natural.
Guys, I can't stop approaching people now.
I spot someone I've met before and decide he's a safe bet.
Hi, do you mind me stopping you for a second?
Anything you want,
I just have to say I love what you're wearing and your glasses. Like, you're really serving today.
Thanks, babes.
Don't let me stop you. Go on,
You can
bye.
stop me anytime, darling.
Oh, thank you so much.
If you like my clothes, you can take
I
them
love
off
it.
later.
Oh, perfect. Will I be doing that in my spare time? Probably not, but I do think what I took from it, just like the complimenting, breaking the ice, that has removed like some fear of dating strangers. It just gave me a bit of a confidence boost.
With my new tips from Abby, I feel like an unstoppable dating machine. All I've got to remember is body language is key, not to fold my arms, and try to smile. Whilst we're all searching for real-world connections, I want to find out where the apps went wrong. I've recently read about 2 separate court cases involving the apps last year. One in America, where 6 dating app users are suing Match Group, alleging that it uses addictive features to encourage compulsive use. The other one is right here in the UK, where hundreds of people are claiming dating app Grindr sold on users' personal information to third parties without consent.
You give so much up to be on a dating app, and it's like quite a big part of like people's lives. So if people are actually taking a stand and they're going to court, I feel like a lawyer is the best person to go and speak to about this.
I've come to meet with Maria Pejkova, a barrister who specialises in data protection.
Hi, Maria. I'm Chloe. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
To pick her brains about how dating apps use our information.
We know in this country, Match's revenues, 98% of their revenues comes from paid subscriptions. It's fair to conclude that their ultimate goal is to keep
you
people
on the app,
on the
yeah.
apps through the use of what we refer to as dark patterns.
Right.
So dark patterns are inbuilt functions or interfaces which are specifically designed with the aim of tricking people into buying a product.
What exactly are they doing with all of our data on these apps?
One of the problems is that we don't know. There's not enough transparency.
It kind of blows my mind a bit because on a dating profile, you actually give so much information. You're quite vulnerable on it, and then it just goes off, and then all of a sudden they're making decisions for you. And I feel like I wouldn't understand it if they did tell me exactly what they were doing.
That's also an interesting point because information that they provide to you needs to be broken down in a way which is accessible to people.
Yeah.
They need to make sure that you understand, the average consumer understands how their data is being processed. Otherwise, we can't really give you informed consent. So theoretically, if they don't do that at the outset when you're signing up for the app, that's a breach of their obligations. And if that then causes you some loss, for example, a financial loss or even distress, because that is also recoverable under data protection legislation, you could theoretically have a claim against them.
Wow.
People are becoming more and more educated about their rights, and people are more likely to, enforce these rights in court.
Knowing everything that you know about dating apps, would you still use dating apps?
I still use them.
Okay.
But I am careful. I set myself limits and boundaries. And sadly, I don't take them as seriously as I would if I met somebody in a group of friends or through friends. I would treat that connection more seriously than the connections I make on the dating apps. And I think that also is part of the problem that we have.
Match Group's privacy policy states that they collect only necessary and proportionate data, are transparent in the way they process it, that they obtain strong security and confidentiality commitments from their vendors, and delete data when it is no longer necessary. But how transparent is this, and what do they really count as necessary data?
It just gives me bad vibes, to be honest. They're not trying to help you out. They're trying to keep you on. They want your money. And, girls got bills to pay. I don't want to pay you to serve me people I'm not even interested in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like dating apps. So I'm not getting on Raya.
In response to the lawsuit, a spokesperson from Match Group said that their business model is not based on advertising or engagement metrics and that they actively strive to get people on dates and off our apps. Grindr said they've never shared user-reported health information for commercial purposes and have never monetized such information. Now I've sworn off Raya forever, and partly because they won't accept me anyway, it's time I got some more practice in. Armed with tips from my mum and the dating coach, I've signed up for another dating event.
They've sent me a form that I need to fill out beforehand because I think they might try and, like, a matchmaking type vibe. Describe myself. I am fun, outgoing. I hate things like this. I would normally ask my friends what to put. Okay, what I'm looking for romantically. I am looking for a long-term relationship. Okay, well, that's step one. Step two is to find an outfit. I was gonna do a blue denim. I feel like cream screams, take me seriously. Oh, nice rubbish bag there.
Tonight's event is called Flirts Hard. It costs £30 a ticket, and the host, Meg, uses the questionnaire we filled out to make sure we're a good fit for the other singletons here. At the end of the night, you write down your top dates, and the host tells you secretly if you've got a match. Then you can choose to approach them on the night or follow up after.
Hi, are you Meg? I'm Chloe. Nice to meet you.
I'm so excited.
First things first.
Get a name badge on. Okay. Thank you. Right, let's get a drink and we'll go dating.
Tonight, I have a series of dates. On the table, I have a pen and paper to write down any thoughts I might have about each person, and prompt cards if I get stuck on conversation.
What are you doing? Where are you from?
So I'm a chef.
Are you? That's so cool. Okay, should we do one of these? These are fun.
Yeah.
What is your favourite cocktail?
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes. This is like much more intense.
But intense.
I can't actually swipe it. Not that I would. But...
I have taken Abby's advice on board. I am a professional dater. Good at this. You're from Oxford?
Yeah.
I'm from Bicester.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where did you go?
I mean, purple turtle, like, the turtle worst
I've never went there.
Oh,
I was a bridge girlie.
Oh, I love bridge. What a better way to spend a Thursday.
With the dates over, the host Meg is going to tell me if I managed to match with any of the guys.
Got a little match for you, Chloe. It's a secret. Don't tell anyone, but this is for you.
I absolutely loved that. I felt really safe, secure. I felt more confident in what I was saying. Like, I felt more open to asking questions because I just felt like everyone was on the same page.
After my practice on the streets of London, I think my dating skills have definitely improved, and filling in the survey beforehand made me feel extra comfortable at this event. So I've learned that it's important to find a space that's safe, relax into it, and most importantly, have fun. However, there weren't enough sparks flying for me to make a move on my match, so perhaps I'll mix it up for my next date and take Abby's advice and give bouldering a go.
So on that note, I'm gonna go home. I was tired. Been dating all day.
I'm road testing different dating experiences to see if I'll have more luck finding love IRL than on the apps. I've had some stern words from my mum and some flirting tips from an expert, and after the success of my last date, I've gained some confidence. So I'm pushing myself further out of my comfort zone. I've come to a singles mixer at a climbing gym to see if a little activity helps with breaking the ice.
These are like point shoes.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Activity-based dating events are on the rise, and we're keen to mix romance with our hobbies. So I'm going to see if I can meet a potential love interest and find a new hobby at the same time. Tickets are £10, which includes entry and shoe hire. Everyone here wears a name badge, so you know whether they're single or taken. Green for single, orange for situationship, and red if you're in a relationship.
It's quite a good idea, isn't it? Do you remember those uni parties? And I wore orange because I was in a situationship like a fool. Okay, should we go climbing?
It's a lot busier than I expected it to be, and most people seem to be engrossed in climbing and not in chatting. But I've seen a man climbing on his own, so I've decided to shoot my shot.
Watch him up. That was so good. Is this like an easy one to do?
Yeah, it's not too bad, actually.
It just goes up and round. Oh, you've got red on. So that means you're not single.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's it. I'll leave you to climb, but
Perfect.
thank you so much for your time.
Have fun.
Thank you, I will. Right, more climbing.
Let's go.
Thank you.
My first approach was a fail, but I've spotted some guys with green stickers and decided to try dishing out some compliments.
You're doing really good. Can you do this one?
I can.
You can.
I've been trying the yellow.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
Where have you even got your hands? Oh.
It's a little tricky.
Wow, that was good.
Nice.
Oh, is that like a thing we do?
Yeah.
We're all green.
Yeah.
So that means we're out here. What's like a good conversation start in the rock climbing role?
Just ask them about the climb.
Ask them
that they're
about
on.
the climb.
Yeah.
What level they are.
What level are you guys?
4, 5.
What height? What's
Yeah.
the highest?
No.
There's a V10 over there.
Yeah.
Is that just like a big point in the ground?
It's probably just, you have to be Spider-Man.
Oh, you have to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not quite close. Do you want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do it.
No, I'm seeing the black one then.
Push off.
Right foot up, yeah. Right hand.
I actually can't do it. There's no That's what you do. I'm sweating. Who wants to sweat on a first date? Everyone here.
Needless to say, bouldering is just not for me.
I'm tired, so I'm gonna go and leave everyone to just send it up the ropes or whatever it's called.
I can totally see the appeal of these kinds of dates, but I'm going to look out for a few things before I book an event like this again. First, I'll pick an event with a hobby that I actually like, and then I'll pick an event with a hobby that I can actually do. Because unfortunately for me, there were a ton of people here, but nobody I would swipe right on.
What actually makes me swipe right is how someone looks.
The way they look is mainly the first one. I'm just looking for someone who looks cool.
I mean, looks. At first, definitely looks, and then, yeah, I think that's all it is, to be fair, just looks.
On Hinge, there's also another section of the app called standouts. And basically every day, it gives you 10 standouts that the app thinks you're most suited to. Every single one that I've noticed is literally the most beautiful person I've seen in the world. But you can't actually match with them unless you purchase a rose to give them.
When it comes to dating IRL, we can change our location in order to meet different types of people, but online, we don't have that much control. Over half of app users in our survey said that they would feel more empowered if they knew how dating app algorithms worked. So I'm going to find out for them.
So luckily, I've actually got a meeting with an academic all the way from Arizona.
Lisa Sharabi is an authority on dating app algorithms. She's an associate professor of communication technologies and the director of the Relationships and Technology Lab at Arizona State University.
Is this working?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm not even going to pretend I know anything about the algorithms, how they work, et cetera, et cetera. So I wondered if you could kind of enlighten me, as I know you're an expert.
So whenever you use a dating app, you're not seeing everyone in the pool. You have an algorithm that's helping you narrow your choices. A way that a lot of dating apps are doing this is through something called collaborative filtering. It's based on groups of users who seem to have similar tastes. So when you're on an app and you're swiping, the algorithm will account for who liked those profiles and then who they ended up liking next. And if it sounds familiar, it's a lot like how Netflix recommends movies. Part of the reason it's so hard to talk about these algorithms is because they're proprietary. Each platform has its own unique spin on it. So businesses don't necessarily want to make all of this information public. They're trying to prevent people from gaming the system, their algorithm from getting in the hands of the competition.
Do you think that we should be able to know how these algorithms work?
It is helpful for people to have some insight into what these platforms are actually doing. And you hear about people, doing things that they think are going to cause the algorithm to make better recommendations for them, not really knowing how it works.
Yeah. What do you think the future of dating apps could be?
I think there are a lot of exciting possibilities. With AI, there are possibilities to do things like have chatbots trained on your behavior that can go date people for you, and then you don't actually have to do all of that swiping.
That's actually crazy. You could be like, well, I want to get married in a year, so let me just send my little AI bot off. They can go and do the work. That's insane.
The fact that no one really knows how we're being matched online is a little concerning, but the potential for AI to help us find love is definitely food for thought. And AI is not just something in the far-flung future, but in the here and now. With some apps already integrating AI assistants directly onto their platforms to help you with your chat. AI Wingman will help you find the best matches, and there are even apps that promise to build you the perfect profile. We asked dating app users in our survey what they thought about using AI in online dating. 75% of women said that they would not date someone who used AI to enhance their profiles, compared to 54% of men. And 30% of men said that they would use AI to improve their profiles, versus 19% of women. I'm going to test out if these sites are really able to get to know us well enough to find us our perfect partners.
I'm going to use AI today to make my own dating profile and just see what the crack is and what's out there.
It says that the algorithm learns what I like, and then they create my perfect profile. And it only takes 3 minutes. Wow. I'm ready. What sparks my joy? What I love doing, eating. My current mission, to find a husband. Now tell us, oh my God, that's all you have to do. I'm a London-based gal with an insatiable love for exploring new places and indulging in delicious cuisines. This is just a lie. I have a quirky habit of collecting mini food souvenirs from every trip I take. Yes, you heard that right. My pantry is basically a museum. It's almost like catfishing. If this is what people are coming up against on the apps, like I completely get why you would want to go and meet someone in real life.
It's certainly easy to get your profile singing, but it all seems too surface level for me. One of the main reasons we found that people are leaving the apps is because of the lack of meaningful connections. So I'm taking on my mum's advice and I'm going to get deep. I've signed up for a Tantra dating event to see if I can break down a few of my barriers. I have no idea what to expect, but after a little Googling, they have a 94% match success rate, so I'm actually kind of hopeful. So watch this space. Everyone starts in 2 circles, with the women rotating to each of the men. With each rotation, there's a different activity. Everyone is given a pouch to put around their neck, and the women are given beads to give to the men that they like after each date.
Turn around and place the hand onto the heart of the man who's nearest to them, and this will be your first partner. Please touch the heart of the end of the man nearest to you. And if there's a man that doesn't have a hand on their heart, please let me know. Please raise your hand.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
I am Darren.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Mostly in Newcastle.
Newcastle.
So there's going to be a verbal prompt to the prompt is, I'm grateful for them blank.
Yeah. Grateful for the internet.
The internet?
Which is actually like...
I like that one.
This,
I'm also grateful for the internet. That was a good one.
Silence. So the women take one step to your left, and we're going to invite everyone to sit down with their partner.
Oh.
So I'm going to invite you to hold hands. So the men then...
Hey, I've got you.
Don't let go.
It's so random doing this with someone you don't know.
Oh, it gets more interesting.
No, does it? I'm really nervous.
So this station is a dance station.
Oh
dear.
This is really intense. Like, so much touching. I don't think I'm a Tantra girly.
Let's allow a gentle sway into the embrace. How supported do you feel by your own body? By your partner? By the breath?
I don't even hug my mum that much, so this is really uncomfortable. It's not my favourite one. It's very intense. And that's my hot take on it.
Needless to say, Tantra is just not the one for me. But lessons have been learned. I know I'm not an open person, but what's the harm in trying to be? And vulnerability can be a good thing, but that doesn't necessarily mean start hugging strangers on the street.
So partners, you're invited to bring his arms around himself. So he gives himself a self-embrace. Bring your hands wherever they feel comfortable.
That was very different, miles out of my comfort zone, but I got stuck in, and it was an experience. This is intense for a first date. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Chloe.
I felt bad, so I just kept pretending to give everyone beads. Is that mean? I just felt very, like, almost naked. Like, I don't know, it was, like, very exposed. It was a lot for an evening.
I've been on a ton of dates, including a gaming date where I went on a virtual date with another player in one of my favourite video games.
They've got shark slippers on. How fit. Welcome to date night. We hope you enjoy your stay over there. Oh my God. There's a virtual ball. I'm just trying to think when I would ever do this again. I don't think I would.
And one where I joined a team of singles to find someone dressed up as a chicken. We did a bunch of challenges which gave us clues about where to find the chicken.
Oh, not even close. Ugh, I don't know if I like that.
As well as where the end party was happening.
Oh my God, this is so fun. And I did a bit of flirting. I don't know if he knew I was flirting, but I tried. I was like, where are you from? What do you do? And he said he was a coder. I was like, that is so fit and clever. He was like, yeah, I code. I was like, I don't.
And while I've been having loads of fun, I haven't yet found my Prince Charming. People are burnt out from the emotional toll of swiping, and our issues with dating apps run deeper than just a lack of good matches. 40% of dating app users said that dating apps have had a negative impact on their mental health, with only 5% finding them beneficial. More than half had taken a break from dating apps due to a negative experience, and 39% had reported someone to the app. I want to find out if there is any hope left for the apps, so I'm going to meet sex and relationship educator Ruby Rare to get her take.
I wrote a whole book about relationship advice.
Hello.
Hey, Gorge.
Thank you for meeting me today.
Pleasure.
Maybe we can start with what you think the fundamentals are that people need in a relationship in 2025.
I think in order to form like romantic and sexual connections, the most important thing is a really strong sense of self and an independent life.
Okay.
Because so often I see people seeking romance, and what they're looking for within that is like a best friend.
I would look for a best mate. And
that's a beautiful thing, but also like, do you have best mates already?
Loads.
Yeah, and so I think sometimes we neglect the friendships and the platonic connections in our life because we're sold that like the one big romantic thing should be like all of your other relationships here, and then that one's up here.
Yeah.
We can all go in with really high expectations of like this mystery person who's going to tick all of our boxes and be completely perfect and there'll be no conflict ever and it's going to be amazing and the sex will be great.
Yes.
And like, it's a tall order. But I think meeting people where they're at and having a bit more curiosity and flexibility with what you might be looking for is always a good shout.
Do you think dating apps, being able to just scroll and scroll and scroll people's faces has played into what you just spoke about?
I'm still a big believer in the power of dating apps.
Are you? Tell me more.
Well, yeah, they can be great depending on how you use them. Because I think a lot of people now have fatigue about this.
Yeah.
Because you literally, as you were saying, like, you know, the endless scroll, you're looking at people and you're forgetting that they're human beings on the other side of this and they have their own like hopes, dreams, vulnerabilities like you do.
Yeah.
I think it gamifies love and intimacy to a degree. Apps are really good to make the initial connection, but there is so much in person that we pick up on, you know, within seconds. When you're meeting someone early on, would you have a conversation about where you're at, what you're looking for, and what kind of baggage you're bringing into this?
That might be too much too soon.
So you're worried about getting hurt?
Yeah. I feel like I'm in such a different place than I was a year ago. Because a year ago, I was like, there were all the problems. And I'm like, no, it's definitely a me thing, for sure.
Imagine if you were able to say that to someone. If you had a bit of a crush and you were like, I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week for drinks. Just so you know, it takes a while for my guard to go down.
Yeah.
And I just want to be transparent about that because I think this could be really cute, but that tends to be how I approach dating right now.
Yeah.
The last bit of wisdom I'll impart upon you guys is straight from Ruby. Although it looks like we're moving away from the apps, they can still be a tool in our mission to find the one. To find what you want in a partner, you need to really know yourself first. And when looking for a relationship, be realistic because there ain't no such thing as perfect.
I do think the way forward is actually meeting people in real life.
Like, I feel like you can just get an absolute vibe from them straight away.
You can meet someone, lock eyes, and you'll feel some sort of connection just by looking at each other.
The more you get to know someone, the more you fall in love with someone.
I think using dating apps has had its moment for me. I've done it, and it was fine for what it was, but it was never exciting. It never had any kind of the spark that I wanted.
After all my dating practice, I did end up meeting someone the old-fashioned way, by being set up by a friend. I didn't take on all of the advice that I'd been given along the way, sorry mum, but I'm practicing being a bit more open when it comes to finding love.